Hello, hi there, Geminis. Welcome to your love forecast for February 2022. I do hope that you're all gorgeous and well. So I'm Psychic, and how I do these readings is I interpret the information I get from my own spirit guides. I sometimes pull cards, and I will do throughout this just to get some clarification. And I will also have an extended to this also too, and all the links for that are just down below. Now, there are also the links to my services down below, but I do have a public service announcement because I've had a few people that have booked readings with me who are suddenly AWOL. I cannot get hold of you, life or death. I normally contact people definitely the first day, normally 100% of the time, but normally within 72 hours, if I can get hold of them. Emails have either been incorrect, or you've got an email blocker, things are bouncing back, or you're not seeing it. I've tried 3 different email addresses to get hold of people, nothing, or people have got in contact with me and then disappeared again. If you want your reading, please, you can connect with me, use a different email address. You've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. There's so many ways you can get hold of me, and your initial email tells you how to connect with me on Skype also too. Do that as soon as possible so that you can get your reading. Right, now on to your actual reading for this month. There's an energy that I get from my spirit guides about whether you feel like you can trust your decisions or your choices when it comes to love. It feels very much like you're a bit paranoid, with the greatest respect. There's an element where they're just sort of saying here that some of you are a bit guarded. You're choosing not to share of yourself, or choosing not to give fully of yourself, because you are worried that whether you can trust your choices or trust somebody. So this whole guarded energy is about, well, if I just sit back and watch, or if I just don't give as much of myself, then maybe that person will show me that they are unreliable, and that, yeah, they're going to hurt me and disappoint me. There's that kind of energy coming off you in this month, which, you know, at the moment, Spirit are not indicating that there's something wrong with that, but I find it interesting because this is a month of manifestation and transformation, and your energy isn't in that place of wanting to manifest or transform. It's more in an energy of, I don't know if I can trust myself. Like sometimes when I speak to people where they've had constant disappointments and let down by people, they just almost question whether their intuition is correct, or their own psychic perception is correct, or their empathy is correct, because it keeps them matched up with people who then disappoint them. And that's more of the energy that I feel about that. So for those of you who are in a connection, ask yourself why you're doing that if you want to keep the connection, because I feel it will affect it for sure. And is it because maybe you don't really trust them and you should be out of it? And for those of you who are single and you're feeling like you just want to be guarded, they understand that more. I can understand that energy more, because you're just not feeling like you can trust your intuition. Like there's an element where, is there a doubt in spirituality? I guess a little bit, but there's more of like a personal one. Like, I can't trust my own judgment because I keep ending up with the same pattern of people. So I think that's where the transformation comes in, because even though you're stuck, this energy this month might be asking you to really look within about what are the things that I need to transform, to stop enabling, to not allow anymore, that firstly allows me to trust my intuition and to trust other people. How is this helping me? What am I learning? What do I need to do? And so far it's landing you towards, I'll be guarded, or I'll just pull my energy back. But that feels a bit like it keeps you stuck than be helpful. It just keeps you paused. So there is an energy of needing to really individually look at that, to ground yourself, to really connect with how you can get the best of both worlds, which is, how do I trust myself or vibrationally be aligned to people better, but then not have no need to be guarded, because actually I can trust myself that I can make good decisions. And it's based on, I guess, the evidence, or you not enabling or acting more quicker on red flags. Yeah, because that would then mean, okay, I use my discernment and my guardedness because I saw the red flag, and now I'm going to end it. I'm not just going to sit here and continue to wait to see where that flag goes away, allowing them to continue to build distrust. Or I can act on it and move out of it. So annoying, because as I'm saying that, my guides are saying you do have a bit of a scenario that comes up this month that kind of either amplifies this distrust of yourself or is a real test of it, because they're sort of saying here it may even already be happening for some people. I'm sorry, because this is general. I'm trying to generalize what they're showing me, but they're basically saying you have somebody in your life who there's constant conflict with. You often feel like you can't trust them. They feel like they, lean out to you and then they pull back. They come back and promise you everything and then they ghost you. Or you're in a committed connection with them. It feels like it's going positive one way and then they pull back, and it really feels like an intermittent connection. One would border on toxic, one would border on maybe narcissistic. And they're saying this person's energy is in your life this month, maybe already present. If not, they may be returning within this month to really agitate this whole I don't know if I can trust myself scenario, which now makes me want to interpret that a little bit slightly different, because it could also be I don't know if I can trust myself because they are so addictive, they are so alluring, and I don't know how to guard myself from it. So again, where that applies to some people, there is that way of interpreting what my guides are showing me. But it does feel like whatever, there is definitely something that about this person that will amplify this month, test you this month. And I just want to say, depending on what part of the month you're seeing this reading, if you can truly focus on the theme of this month, which is about transformation and change of yourself, how you're learning, how things benefit you, how things align to you, how things go that way, how you can transform, then this person's energy cannot have the effect on you in a negative way if you can do that sooner rather than later. For those of you who are actually maybe you're in the thick of it now and it's causing you a sense of confusion, a sense of distrust, a sense of trusting your own intuition because they are in and they're being nice all of a sudden, my guides are basically saying trust the old patterns of behaviour with them because it ain't changed. They are the devil incarnate. I'm being over the top, but you know what I'm saying, yeah? They haven't changed. And that part you need to trust, the higher part of yourself, where you need to trust that is this the same cycle? I want this. Does the evidence show you that they have ever done that? My guides are saying no. I know often sometimes we can get stuck in romanticizing things and hoping that they will change because it will validate us into feeling like somehow we've succeeded and that we are important and special. You're always special. You don't need somebody else to validate that. But it becomes a vicious circle because they'll never do that. They'll never do that. My guides are pretty much saying if you want true love, you have to go about the way you view your intuition differently. And that includes ending cycles with people who the evidence from previous history shows otherwise. It is about not enabling, even if this is new connections, when you might be the energy of somebody comes in this month that really test your old way of thinking, that actually when you notice the red flags, you reckon the cycles, that you don't give it a second chance or the benefit of the doubt in this kind of energy. When someone shows you who they are, believe it. Yeah, and act accordingly. Otherwise it propels not just that same cycle, but it really seems to affect again your ability to trust yourself, which will affect your self-worth. If you can do that, and I've been saying for people where this reading has gone a little bit like that for them, that if you can do that, there's a great alignment to actually you being aligned to somebody that's much more better for you. You will find a balance between guarding yourself and being able to be given yourself, because you will just cut away the weeds from the flowers, basically, and allow yourself just to be there with roses. There's a whole element that you can only walk towards somebody, something better and new. I feel like the important message through this, and I'm sorry I'm jumping around a little bit because it's general and I'm getting little bits and bobs that may apply to different people, but I also feel here that there will be some of you who are very, very, very much stuck on an old person, and it's these people in particular that I'm speaking to that I need to, the reason why things are affecting your ability to trust is because you're allowing this person's intermittent energy, their kind of narcissistic, toxic cycle energy to influence you and keep you addicted and stuck. Releasing that energy, as painful as it is, and giving yourself to heal, to get through the trauma bonds of that, will only align you to somebody better, but you have to be brave enough to do that. I hope that makes sense, and sorry to be that blunt. Now, as we go into the extended, I want to look at what happens when you do that. Every time I've gone into extended to look at what happens when you do it, it's always been really good, so I doubt yours is going to be different, but we shall see, because I've not done it yet. But if you want to join me there to find out what happens and who you get aligned to, how it benefits you, then the links are just down below. And if not, then I will see you next month with your general love forecast. Take care.